And we are live, Madam Chair. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Cornelius. Good morning, everyone. We'll call to order the City of Albuquerque Intergovernmental Relations Committee for February 8th. I know that our agenda is light today, so thank you everyone for joining us. I think we have first on our agenda an update from our state lobbyists. And Mr. Thompson, it looks like it's all on your shoulders this morning to give us an update.
That's great. Thank you so much, Madam Chair, and good morning, everyone. I see that Ms. Anaya is somewhere lurking around at the Capitol from the backdrop, hopefully filling the city coffers with capital outlay. The committees, we're almost a third of the way into the session, and we're coming up on some deadlines as they relate to capital. And now's about the time that folks are starting to decide. We're also getting to the deadlines for bill introductions. I know yesterday in House Judiciary, they were focused on some of the governor's crime package, competency issues. I think there's going to be more of those types of talks going on today. I was visiting with Mr. Park on his drive back last night, and he was saying they're looking at some things in Senate Judiciary this coming Monday. So I know there's a lot of substantive bills out there that are of great interest to the city of Albuquerque. From a capital perspective, we're starting to see we're getting intel that's starting to firm up in terms of the amounts members think they're going to have, when the dates that things are going to be new. We're targeting, so all reauthorizations, which we've completely completed, have been turned in. I think there's maybe one we haven't turned in, but they're not due till the 13th. And then the last day for like amended language on capital requests, it's sort of an unofficial deadline, is around the 16th. And then the window when we really believe we'll be hitting like members with their sheets, filling things out, is like in that 21 through the 24th-ish. So that's a time when it would be great for us to make sure we've got all of our information and people sort of ready to answer questions on the fly. And then, of course, the big X factors are what the governor's office is going to decide to do with the governor's capital outlay, and as well as a few other things that are undecided in terms of big packages that could consume a lot of the available capital. So we'll be reporting that back. We've been in pretty consistent communication with certainly the mayor's administrative team, and then I've stayed pretty close with Mr. Menicucci and certainly many of the staffers who are on this call and some of the counselors. So we feel like we're in a perfect position for us to be able to compete, Madam Chair, answer questions, defend our projects. And we really appreciate all the support that everybody here has given us so that we could do our best. And special thanks to Libby and Josh and Mr. Menicucci for getting us ready.
Great. Thank you, Mr. Thompson. I just saw that I think Mr. Park has joined us. I just want to make sure, if, Mr. Park, if you have any updates you want to provide.
Hey, good morning, and I apologize for being a couple minutes late. Hope everyone is well. Yeah, we're getting ready to start the third week of the legislative session. I heard Joe talking about our position. We are in really good position. We've been working very closely with the chairs of both House and Senate Judiciary on the comprehensive behavioral health, competency, and crime packages. We've been supporting legislation, working with various sponsors. I had a conversation yesterday with Chair Chandler. We're expecting the House crime package is tentatively scheduled to start being unveiled in Judiciary on Wednesday. The Senate Judiciary package is a little further behind, but importantly, the governor has come out and supported House Bill 4. That is going to be, I think, really the linchpin or foundation for any of the public safety stuff coming out of the House. House Bill 4 is the competency. Libby and I were there yesterday for the hearing. They're having more hearings this morning. We'll be attending those. And then once we see what their package looks like, we'll be in a better position to understand exactly what it is they're looking for. I will say, one of the messages that we've been conveying upon the city that I think is resonating is that we are willing to work with the legislature, just like the city does with respect to crime, not just in terms of penalties, but also talking about competency, behavioral health, addiction issues, and housing issues. And that's a message that's really starting to resonate with members of the legislature.
Thank you, Mr. Park. Are there any questions for Mr. Thompson or Mr. Park? And Mr. Minicucci, I'm going to ask you to help me because I am having difficulty telling if a hand is raised or anything along those lines. So if you don't mind pointing it out if I miss it. Well, it looks like there are no questions for our state lobbyists. Thank you both for the work that you're doing. I appreciate the team that's working with you all as well. I know that Mr. Minicucci, Ms. Anaya, Mr. Anderson, and probably many, many other staffers across city council services as well as city departments have been able to provide information. And I know that you all work very diligently to make sure we have the most up-to-date and current information for sharing with our legislators. So thank you both for the work you're doing and the updates. I just want to remind staff that because our schedules didn't match up perfectly with all of the schedules of our city councilors and others based upon these meetings, I just want to make sure you all provide a update to those that were unable to attend today. Mr. Minicucci, I think, might be the lead on that. So thank you for doing that. I appreciate it. I think it's important for them to hear these updates.
Yes, Madam Chair. We're taking notes at this meeting, and also we'll review the recording and get it to Councilor Feeblecorn and the meeting minutes to all members.
Great. I appreciate it. I just think it's valuable for them to hear from our folks. I appreciate it. My understanding is our second item on our agenda was an update from our federal lobbyists, and we've heard from Mr. O'Donnell that he does not have an update for us today. So with that, we just have other business. Is there any other business from any members?
Madam Chair, I just wanted this Councilor Pena.
Hi, Councilor Pena.
Hi, I just wanted to make an update and just let our lobbyists know that on Tuesday, the 11th, that is Tuesday, I think. Anyway, we are having, if you will, they're introducing the bill, or it's already been introduced for the lowrider as a state car. And they're going to be reading into the record of memorial on Tuesday, and there's going to be lots of lowriders up there. So just want everybody to know, and hopefully we can get, I mean, I know there's so much important work for the city, and everything that you guys discussed is paramount, but you know, mixed in that there's some little fun things happening. So thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Pena. Mr. Thompson, Mr. Park, that would great if we can make sure that the support is obvious for those at the Roundhouse on that day. That'll be a fun day for sure.
Absolutely.
Thank you all. Thank you, Councilor Pena. If we have no other business, then our meeting will be adjourned. Thank you all, and have a wonderful weekend.
Bye.